Okay. The first question is can any of you explain the employment or at will and the exception? Are you here, Marilyn?
Yep, I'm here. Sorry, I was just.
Can you say that again? I didn't get you. The first question.
Can you explain the employment at will and the exception?
Oh, the employment at will. Okay. So if I understand the employment at will is that
employee at will will train. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Do you know what it is? Good luck.
Yes, please.
Okay. So the employment at will, if I understand it right, is that an employer, when it hires an employee, can tell them in the contract that their company is an employment at will, meaning that they can fire you on the spot. They don't have to give you the 30-day notice or the 60-day notice. They can fire you.
And they don't have to have a reason to fire you?
Yeah.
But I wonder, what about the exceptions?
And the exceptions. Okay, so the exceptions, I have to look them all up again because I can't remember them all. Oops. Hannah, you there? I see her. Do you remember what they were, Denise, the exceptions? So,
yes, for the exception right now, I'm just thinking that I'm just looking through because it says that if an employee contract has an indefinite duration and it can be caused to be discharged.
Sounds good.
Hello?
Yep, we're still here. Yours is the only camera. All right, so Hannah says she can't talk, but she can hear us.
Yeah.
So Hannah, can you type some of your answers too? All righty, so Hannah's on board with us. Does anybody know where Rachel's at? Anyways, all righty. All right, so Denise, keep going.
Yeah, but I think we're still not sure about the exception. I'm just trying to look for a solution in that.
Well, the exceptions would be the breach of implied contract, the breach of implied covenants of good faith and fair dealings, and violation of the public policy.
All right. Let's move on to the next one. I'm just trying to I normally have my phone in the questions, but I don't this time.
Okay, so you don't have the questions in front of you, Denise?
Yeah, I'm just looking for them now.
Okay, well, I'll read the second one. Is well, it says ask one person on your team to explain. Okay, so make sure each group understands the expectations. Okay, so we have the breach of implied contract, breach of implied covenants of good faith and fair dealing, violation of public policies are the three of them. And do we all know what they all mean?
No, I'm not. I'm not even sure that I took note on this one.
Okay, so the breach of implied contract. Do you know what that is? Good luck.
Yeah, yeah. I read it about it.
Okay, so let me read you
It's,
what the what? Ask Peyton to help you. Is she upstairs?
I think Marilyn, Marilyn, you can just read them.
Okay, so it says this is a contract between the employer and the employee that is created by the action of the employer. The employer could imply that the employee will have continued employment by making statements about how well the employee is doing. The employer could also create an implied contract through the employment manual that details termination practices.
yeah.
Example, a 3-strike policy that says they have to give you a notice before firing you. So,
Yeah.
so it just has to be an implied contract is, you know what's going to happen if they're going to fire you or lay you off. And most companies have those in place when they hire you. The second one is a breach of implied covenants of good faith and fair dealing. This could come into play where an employer unfairly tries to avoid doing what they agreed to do under the contract by terminating an employee. So meaning if it says in the contract, this is what's going to happen, and they say, no, we're just going to, you're just fired anyways. So that could be the
So so that means what?
the good faith. Did you guys get that one?
Yes.
Yes, please. Yes. I got it.
Okay.
So it means totally.
Say what? Good luck.
Yeah, I'm saying that. So it means that totally that the employers they follow the
All right, you're breaking up. Good luck. I can't hear you.
It means that if they are to terminate you within, as it is written in the contract, they will go ahead and do it. That like that. Yeah, I'm just right. Okay, you go. You just continue. You continue. Don't worry.
Okay. So then we have the violation of public policy, terminating an employee for refusing
You go ahead.
An unlawful act, serving on jury duty, blowing the whistle, filling for workers' comp, refusing to date one's boss, etc. So violation of public policy would be anything that somebody could say, well, I can fire you for that, but really they can't. Like, if they say, you've got jury duty, well, I have to fire you. Or if you've got, here in the United States, if you get jury duty, they have to, by law, give you time off to go serve your jury duty. And so if they were to say they were going to fire you for that, then that would be a violation of the public policy.
Yeah, and they also have to give you a time off, but they need to choose it's either they want to pay or not. So it's their decision.
Yes.
Okay. Understood.
Okay, we also got a discrimination status. The Title 7 cover race, national origin, gender, and religion. And the American with Disability Act and the Age Discrimination and Employment Act. We know that like people can fire you just because you are like a certain race or age or you got disability or something like that.
Yeah, correct. Do you guys have that where you guys live? These type of laws, are they enforced in your countries when you guys get hired?
Yes, there are certain age you are here, they will either retire you, or most of the times you will just go on retirement. Like there are certain age that you get to, like 60 years, 65 and that, and you are working in a public company, they probably retire. Like it's not probably, they will retire you. And then the one thing I know as well is that what they do is that at a certain age in a company, sometimes not only a public company, they will just lay you off. You know, they see that you are not capable or like doing that particular job. You are age and you can do. You are no longer smart and this as a young energetic someone should do. They will just ask you to lay off.
Okay.
Can they also, because in here, I know if like they fire you for bad reasons, you can sue the company. Can they do that over there? Good luck.
Yeah, it happens here, but sometimes people are afraid. Like you don't have enough money to sue the company, and
Um,
so people who can do that are people like they feel like they have enough money to do that.
okay, let's
You
move on.
don't have enough capital, enough money to do that. You can sue the company. You rather lose, and the company will
Mm.
You're breaking up a little bit. Good luck again.
All right. All
All
right. I
right.
think
I'm
we.
going to go to step 2.
Uh-huh. Okay. What impact does Terry have on the company bottom line?
All right. So Terry and Phil, or
Yeah.
just Terry?
And Phil.
Okay. Well, I don't think they have a lot to do with the bottom line. They're not participating a lot right now, so they're not really helping the company grow in financial or any other way.
Yeah, I agree with
Yes,
that.
can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, you can.
Okay, so I was saying that when you are working with a company over here, you have the work. They have no option, but they will pay you off. They will pay you for like a lifetime. Yeah, like if that means if you are working with a good company, that is when you have such incentive, I should say.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Okay, the next question is what obligation does the manager have to the company based on that information? Okay, according to the manager, Terry makes no contribution, so all of his salary and benefits are pure costs. And a company that is only making 300,000 in a year feels seem to be less of a financial liability.
And so I think the question is just maybe do we agree or disagree with that? And I think we agree that Terry really hasn't been offering much. And then Phil, I would think, is more of a financial liability because he got sick, and that makes the insurance go up, not necessarily the salary or benefits.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and I feel like it's kind of fair because, like, it's kind of unfair because they didn't hire Terry through the company hiring process. So I think,
yeah,
yeah, they make that mistake. So
yeah, he was just a friend of the CEO's, right?
yeah,
That got the job and really wasn't that skilled or qualified for it. So
Man, I really like that particular analysis, about that manager and what he did with what is his name again? Uh, well, I'm just trying to get his name.
Terry?
What he did, yes, what he did with Terry, yes, I love that so much. It's like it's a great quality of a manager. What a manager can do. He went to an extent to take courage, even when CEOs, some of the people were not in support that they should lay off Terry, but he went ahead very much, and it has helped to bless Terry's life.
Yep.
Yeah, but I also feel like the manager was kind of like biased. Like it was kind of like in field side more than Terry, and they are almost in the same boat.
Yeah, I can see where you say that, because Terry was an older gentleman, and the manager, I don't even know, did they say her name now that I think about it? What was her name? Anyways, she was such a young girl, and that
Rachel.
Rachel.
So anyways, so yeah, so maybe she just didn't have a good relationship with Terry to start with.
Yeah.
But, so the second, we want to go into legal obligation.
Yes. What ethical obligation does the manager have to Terry or Philip or Phil?
Well, and that's hard because Phil got sick. And so legally, you can't fire him for being sick.
Yeah.
And so legally, they just they did what they did with him. But Terry, where he is not performing and doing the things that he should be doing, that's the harder one to call, because he's really not. He's not doing what he's supposed to get paid for what he does.
Yeah, but that's what happened if you hire a friend and you know is not capable of doing the job. So you know what I'm saying, Marilyn?
Yeah. Oh, Hannah just I just noticed Hannah. She says, yes, I think they are costing the company money because they are getting paid, but not putting in the work they should be in return makes the company more money. They're wasting time and money. We agree with you, Hannah.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely. So, all right.
Okay.
Okay, so should we do the ethical obligations then?
Yeah, I think we got that.
Okay. Well, we did the legal obligations, but the ethical ones, though. So, like, the ethical one would be that you shouldn't fire Phil because of his sickness.
Yeah.
But one thing I noticed is
what? Good luck. I didn't hear you. Good luck. Did you have something else to say? I don't know what he said. Denise, are you still there?
Yes, I'm there, but I thought you were speaking. Okay. Yeah, we can they can fire Phil just because he gets sick and things like that. And you also think that he will get a promotion and everything. So
Yeah.
okay, the next question is, how well is the company and the case doing with its HR practices generally?
I think for the most part, their AHR policies are being used rather well. I mean, they've got a point system on how to grade the people, on how to keep, the like bonuses and hiring and keeping them on. So I think in that area, they're good. And I think besides Terry being hired by the CEO, I think for the most part, everything else falls in line with the HR policies. That's my opinion. Hannah, what do you think?
Oh, what about the feedback? How they manage people and give them feedback? I think they do pretty good at that.
Yeah, so do I. I mean, with the point system and the review system, that's a really good way to give feedback to your employees if you don't do it personally.
Mm-hmm.
So they do it at the time that they reevaluate their salaries. And my husband's company does this, that they do this point system and they renegotiate, not necessarily renegotiate, but they talk about giving him a raise, or if he's done really well, or what the future lies with him. And I think that's a really good, strong HR department that's got that in order.
Yeah. And I also think they give the employees a clear picture, of the company or what they are performing, because they do a really good job at doing this one. And the next question is, what is the PIP for?
The PIP.
Yeah.
Are you there? Good luck. I thought I. I can't. We can't hear you. Good luck. I don't know if he was trying to talk. Oops. All right, there we go. Okay, so what is the PIP?
Yeah.
I have to remember what it stands for. Personal Intervention Plan. Is that what it was? I remember what it was. I think it's Personal Intervention Program. And it's pretty much, you put them on a personal intervention program, and then it helps them, quote unquote, fix the problems that they've created for themselves at the workplace. But most of the time people go on a PIP program and then they don't come off of it. They either get fired from it.
Yeah, that's what I can remember.
Yeah, Hannah says, I don't like the PIPs. I think it's a sneaky way to fire someone instead of being real with them. Totally agree.
Yeah, I think that as well.
So.
Okay. Okay, what did they say this one? Do you think this manager can make good decision about these two individuals, or does she seem to be influenced by bias that will be hard to overcome?
You know what? She's 27 years old and has already moved up to be a manager in this company. I think she's got the smarts and the brains to be to make decisions about their outcome of the employment there. People that young don't move up the ladder that quickly unless they've got it together.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she'll make good choices on it.
Yeah, she will.
What do you think, Hannah? All right, looks like we've lost Good Luck, and Edwin didn't come back on.
Yeah, and we don't have Rachel, right?
Yeah, Rachel didn't come back on. I'm going to send them all an email again while we're talking here. Anyways, what's the next question?
Okay. You just said that I asked each person in your group to commit to a decision about what the manager should do with respect to Phil and Terry. But first talk about Terry.
All right. Well, my guess for Terry is to go ahead and let him go, or find him a new position somewhere else in the company that would be better fit for him. Mm-hmm. That would be my guess on Terry.
Yeah.
What about Phil?
Good Luck. What do you think about Terry? What should they do with Terry? Oh, he's still there. Good Luck. I think we lost him. Hannah, what do you think what they should do with Terry? She says, I agree. I don't think it's worth keeping him. All right, Denise, what do you think about Terry?
Sorry,
oh, you're back.
I think yeah, they should just let him go.
What the manager did was
Say what?
They should just let him go.
Oh, let Terry go?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so but what about Phil then? With Phil being sick, what's the options there?
Yeah, that's what I don't really know, because you can fire him because he's sick right now.
Yeah.
But when I was reading, they did hire someone else to take his place.
Correct. So
Yeah.
so did anybody read the last 15 the little story afterwards?
Yeah, he died.
Yeah. I went ahead and read it too.
Sadly, yeah, he died.
Yeah.
So I'm
So
not really sure what they should do with him. I think because since I mean he already been replaced.
yeah.
Maybe just
It's
find
in the
something else for him
story,
to
right?
do. Just like I don't know, because they wasn't doing any much anyway for the company. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I think they just found a spot for him,
yeah.
and then because he had already been replaced, and they just helped him. And then, like you said, he got sick again and passed away.
Mm-hmm.
So, but even if he didn't have hadn't passed away, I think ethically, if he was a good employer or employee, they should have done that. They should have, to keep production going, they would have had to replace him, but to found him somewhere else in the company to still have employment.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he hadn't passed away, I think that would have been the right choice. So, and Hannah says, I agree. I don't think it's, oh wait, that was the same one. Oh, never mind.
yeah. But I think later he got a job in the same in an international team in that before he was diagnosed with a brain cancer and then he died.
Yeah.
Okay, the next question is what are the alternative to fire Terry?
Oh, what are the alternatives to firing? Well, unfortunately, you have to put him somewhere else in the company. If you can't fire him, you have to find somewhere else for him to go. Or, like she said, you know, after we read that thing, Rachel gave him the option of going on a PIP or finding somewhere else in the company or just retiring.
Yeah, I think they give him like some kind of time to look for another job. Do you remember this one in the reading?
The which one, Denise?
I think he asked for some kind of time to look for another job.
Yes.
Yeah, they're not gonna fire him, but
that is for Terry.
gonna leave. Like
yeah, and then
but I think the manager suggested that he wouldn't give him a specific date, but he has at least like 3 months. If he got in another job, that would be wonderful. And yeah, you're right.
yeah.
all right, Rachel's sick too.
Oh wow.
Everybody's getting sick. She just
Okay.
texted me. She goes, "Oh no, I forgot. I'm so sorry. I'm sick and I totally spaced it. My fault."
Okay. The next question is what message would fire or not fire Terry sent to other employees? I
I
would
think
say.
oh, go ahead, Denise.
Did you hear the question?
I did.
Okay, but I would say if they fire him, because it's like he wasn't doing pretty much, so and everybody knows it, so I think we'll send good message. But if they don't, then employee will think that they can just not doing anything and they won't get fired.
Yeah, I agree. Hannah says, I agree. I don't think it's worth keeping him. If they fire, it will send a message about the importance of their performance. And I agree with that too.
Yeah, I agree as well.
Yeah, I agree with that too. To send a message, the other employers, they will be more serious with their job.
Yeah, and maybe the message as well too is that you've got Well, the CEO can't just hire whoever he wants.
Mhm.
That has to be a discussion with the CEO saying, nice choice, but he's not working out for the company.
Okay, the follow-up question is, what are there any creative options that might work? Like we said before, just put him in a different place. Like,
Okay, just a second. What was the question again? I'm sorry.
oh, are there any creative options that might work?
Creative option. Well, for Terry would just be seeing if any other department would take him.
Yeah.
And after the reading, that's what it sounded like they did. They tried to find for him, but nobody else would take him either. So if you got a bad employee, it's kind of hard to.
No, I have a different. I don't think it's that field. He's an engineer, and where he finds himself, it's not the kind of job that he specializes on. Anything about it, because in the reading we learned that when he finally got a job like
Oh, you're breaking up again. Good luck.
got the job as an engineer. I guess that with Terry, he got the wrong job. He got a job that he couldn't do. I think it's just that he couldn't get the right job.
Hey, Rachel.
Yeah.
All right, I just woke up.
No worries. Hannah's sick too.
Yeah, that's like been my focus is like, okay, sleep as much as you can. Sorry. So what are we?
I heard you are sick. Sorry. I hope you are feeling good.
We're just wrapping up, Rachel, talking about what to do with Terry and Phil. So if you want to put in some thoughts on what you think Terry and Phil what we should do with them.
I'm probably better off listening at this point.
Okay. Denise, you want to finish up the last of the questions?
Yeah. And they said, make the reading dismiss employee part 2 case available for everyone to read. Okay, the password to read the reading part 2 is TTCB.
All right. Did everybody read it? I've read it.
I did.
Good luck. Have you read it?
Yes, please.
I haven't read a thing.
Okay, so Hannah, or I'm not Hannah. Denise, you want to tell them what happens at the end of the story?
Yeah, at the end, the manager give Terry some time to look for another job, and there's the one job I think Terry always wanted. I'm not really completely remember everything, and he applied for it, stuff like that,
Yeah,
and Phil die, and yeah, I think that's
Terry was later employed in a different company where he was like he was doing what he should do. Like he was an engineer. He was employed in the company, and he later became a manager of the company. Yeah, he got a job in the engineering company and was promoted to a manager.
Yep. So he did find him another job that he fits in better.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then, of course, Phil came back to work. They found him a different position in the company because his job had already been replaced because he was sick.
And then just like an extra person.
Within a year.
Yeah. Okay. The question is, how did the manager do? Well,
I
think so. Yeah, I think she did well on her decisions.
Yeah, for me, he did. For me, I think he did well. Very, very good. But he was able to the interview section with Cherry was very understandable. Cherry understood and he accepted to go along with the rules. I mean, what was discussed, and so he did very well.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, and she went and talked to Terry saying, I really don't want to put you on a PIP because that will just ruin you.
Mm-hmm.
So she worked with him and was willing to help him find the best fit.
Yeah.
And so she's
Yeah.
compassionate, which was good as a good leader.
Yeah, I think you answered the next question. What did she do that was effective? I think that was really effective.
Yeah.
I like.
And what did she do that was not effective?
I don't know. I thought overall she did a great job. I didn't have anything to complain about. It was better than I would have done.
Okay. Okay.
But I have a question. But I have a question though.
What question? Good luck.
What question? Good luck.
Yes, I have. Why is it that Rachel was giving Terry a higher point, like 3.0, when Terry wasn't doing enough very well?
Oh, giving him. Well, she only gave him a 2.5 points.
He was receiving 3.0 initially. Terry was receiving like 3.0, 3.5 when
I think that
he
was
wasn't
under
like
a
doing.
different manager.
Yeah, with Rachel, right?
I
Not
thought it
you,
was under a
Rachel.
different one because she had just got the job not too long before. But
okay, and Anna also write that Anna said that I think it shows how much she actually care about her employee rather than simply fire them.
yep.
Yeah, I agree.
So what I've gathered, it sounds like there are a couple employees who weren't maybe doing their job great, but instead of just firing them, she like found a different place for them. Is that what happened? Like one a different company and the other one like helped them find another job?
Yeah, one.
Okay,
one actually diagnosed with something I don't remember, and he died. That Terry, instead of fire Terry, she actually help him like tell him like to look for another job, and she give him some time, not putting any pimp stuff like that.
That's good. So what were, I would love to hear each of your all's biggest takeaways, like what you feel like you learned from this case.
Can you say that again?
What do you feel like each of you learned from the case?
Yeah, that's like the final one. Yes.
Say that I have learned like a role of a manager. Like if I am to be a manager tomorrow in a company, to be able to help employees, to make sure that I help them in their very best interest. Like I should have the best interest of my employees. I should be concerned about how they are doing and if they are really getting the job done, and if there is any necessary I can.
You're breaking up again. Good luck.
His connection's been so good the last few minutes. Probably the best I've seen it.
Help them develop their skills and talent. I should have made myself to help
them. As for me, I took away from it that doing the best for the company sometimes is very hard on individuals and employees, and especially with the managers. But you have to keep the mission of the company in mind as you hire and let go people, because as much as we love to be the compassionate, kind, and humane person, we have to keep the mission of the company in mind, because if the company's not growing, we're not growing, we're not getting our paychecks. So I think Rachel did a great job at looking and evaluating the employees and putting people on her team that she knew would progress and help the company grow.
Yeah, for me, I also learned that when you're making a decision, you have to balance everything. It's not like you just do it just because it's your best interest. So you have to just balance everything.
Yep, that's a good way.
Well, thanks, guys.
All right, Denise, do we have anything else that we need to go over?
No, I think that's it. Before closing, wait. Before closing, ask them to think about what they have learned. We already talked about that they could apply in a future situation. We talk about that. So
yeah.
So that's it.
All righty. I
Thank
will
you,
send
guys.
you the link, Denise. Turn this in.
Right.
Will you send it in the group email too, so I can watch the rest of the meeting?
Yep.
Okay. And again, sorry I was basically not there.
No, you always there anyway. That's fine.
No,
Richard, you are very active.
Sounds like you guys had a good chat.
Yeah, we did.
Thanks for sharing your takeaways with me.
Yeah, Rich.
All right. See you guys later. I'll stop the broadcast.
Thank you so much, Merlin. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.